I'm Banks.
I am Josh.
Odd places going
Viral, of course. Thanks. Did you know the average housefly lives 28 days?
28 days.
28 days, that's it.
I thought it was less than. Oh, dragonflies are like, what, 2 days or 3 days or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
There's actually some animals that live like a few hours, 24 hours, I think. Mayflies, I think, live only like 24 hours. It's fascinating.
I think I have fruit flies in my house, and that's because I have a lot of water and a lot of plants in my house. So what I do is I just go outside and I catch a lizard, bring them inside, and I'm like, come on, clean up my mess here. Anyway, I did not know 28 days for a housefly.
Yeah. But it got me thinking, how would you live if your lifespan was 28 days? What would that life look like?
Well, let's go back to the housefly. Does the housefly know his lifespan is 28 days? Like we know ours is whatever, 60 to 142.
That's actually a really good question. Without language, if we didn't have language and written uh, books and things like that, would we know how long we live?
I don't know how. I mean,
I mean, is it innate in us? Do we have this feeling like I'm gonna live, so long? I don't know.
hmm. So if we are a housefly, eh, we're assuming they don't have any language, then we would not know how long we were
That's
living.
right.
So 14 days in, they're in their midlife crisis. So
That's
what?
probably yeah. Do I eat the shit, or do I go back to eating shit, or do I go on to eating something else? I don't know. Like,
That's a dung beetle or something.
oh no,
Um,
houseflies eat crap too. I thought.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I guess I do. I guess I do. I don't know why they call them house flies because you don't want to. I mean, I don't want them in my house. They get in my house, I catch them. They'll be like right here, and I'll just like
Catch them with chopsticks.
no, no, catch them with my hand. Got to come from
Mr. Miyagi.
behind. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so what are you saying? You're saying that do they know that they only have 28 days to live?
Well, that's kind of what you were alluding to, and it's a good question. I don't think they know, which is weird. But we don't know either. We only know because we have language. We have statistics. We've studied it. But can you imagine being born and just not knowing when you're going to die?
Well, I mean, we don't know when we're going to die now.
That's a good point. That's true.
Hello. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you bring up a very intriguing point, and that point is, and we hear this. I mean, I hear this. I'm not assuming that you do. I hear that we're like it could go like that. That girlfriend of mine in high school who died in a car crash. We could go at any minute. I might not be here. All those cliches that we throw out. Why? I mean, why do we do that? Because people in our lives. Wait a minute. People in our lives have died. So that's why we have this cliche of like you never know when
Right.
it's going to happen.
But we don't live like that. That's what's curious to me. We live like we expect that we think we're going to live forever. We know we're not.
I think there's an arc in that. When we're born and we get to a certain age, teenagers, let's say, I'm guessing teenagers, we think we're going to live forever, and we do. Yeah, let's get crazy. Let's play chicken. Let's you know go skiing down this mountain and with no helmet on. Whatever. I don't need a helmet. I'm biking. I'll live forever. And as we get older, we do realize that there is mortality in our lives somewhere. I mean, because it happens. I mean, this friend dies, or this one has breast cancer. This one,
Yeah.
whatever.
But even people in their 30s and 40s and 50s are working jobs they hate. They're just barely getting by. They're in the rat race. They're doing the same thing over and over. They're not living like they might die tomorrow. Because let me tell you something. If they had a fly mentality, if they said, I'm going to live housefly lives. Like, so I'm going to live for the next 28 days. What if we did that? What if we just said, I'm going to live for the next 28 days as if I'm going to die at the end of this month, right? I'm going to live month by month and going to make the most of it. Can you imagine how different our lives would be, how different people would approach? their own life.
Yes, you're bringing up a point, and that is why do people spend their lives, their quality of life? Why do they spend? And you were in that situation in your life. Why do
Yeah.
they do this? And why do they have such a low quality of life? You know, is it for the money, the healthcare, the whatever, the security, the safety, the hey, if I live in this cave for the rest of my life, I'll live. But if I go out of the cave, I can't live. I mean, I'll die. The
Right.
mammoth will get me. The mouse will get me. The whatever will get me. Um, so I mean, they are living. They are living. They have chosen to live this kind of way. Now, you bring up a great point, or at least you make me think of a great point, and that is we are now in a time, and I just wrote this to somebody where I mean, I don't work right now. I mean, this is my work. This is my play. This is what I do. You and I do this every other day. We do 2 episodes. We move on. We've done what 400 sorry,
We're like
200.
we're at like 329,000, I think, give or take a few hundred grand.
No, we're like 251, something like that. The point is, this is my life now. Farming is my life, and I really love that I'm not doing work. And even when I did work, it was it was
Yeah.
it wasn't work. I mean, this is really good. I don't have to go anywhere if I don't want to. I do what I want to do. I'm making it, you know.
So, okay, so let me throw the question at you then. If you had 28 days left to live, you had a fly's life, would you change anything? Or would you just keep doing what you're doing?
No, I would change a couple of things. I would reach out to some people and just make sure I'm I'm complete with them. I would spend some time with my mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters if they wanted to hang out with me. that's the thing. If they don't want to hang out with me, then yeah. You know, here's what I would do. I would go to every person that I would like to see within the 28 days and say, hey, I have 20. Be perfectly transparent. I have 28 days to live, and I want to spend 2 to 6 hours with you of the 28 days. Would you be interested? Oh my God, that'd be super cool.
Yeah, I think you just planned your entire January out. Why not? Why not? Hey, can you tell me for sure you're not going to die on January 31st?
I cannot tell you that for sure.
Okay.
Here's the thing. People might feel sorry for me, so they'll be like, "Okay, thanks. I'll give you 2 to 6 hours." You know, because I know you're gonna die. If I
Well,
was
hold on.
transparent,
No, no, no. What I would say, don't tell me you're going to die. I'm not saying, I'm saying live a fly's life, but don't become a fly. I'm not saying that you're going to die in 28 days. I'm saying do what you would have done if you were a fly. So think about all this stuff you just told me about reaching out to people, reconnecting. You can still do that without dying.
yeah, you're right. I can. However, if I've already reached out to them and I've gotten no response,
Well, then it's on them. That's not on
yeah,
you now. You
yeah,
did your
yeah.
part.
Okay, okay, I did do my part. I mean, if I use this, I've got 28 days to live kind of mentality, I might get some of them to respond to me. Hey, I only have 28 days to live. I want to
Okay.
spend 2 to 6 hours with you.
Well, this is what you're going to say. You're going to say, I might have 20. You're just going to put I might have 28 days to live. I can't say for sure. So look, you're being perfectly honest and you're putting a sense of urgency on there.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I don't think I'm transparent enough. You know, well, I could say Josh and I talked about a bug's life, a housefly's life in its 28 days, and
Fly's life.
we decided to go on a 28-day challenge, and that is I have 28 days to live a housefly's life. And by doing that, I'd like to spend 2 to 6 hours of my 28 days with you, or I'd like to spend 20 minutes with you. I'd like to ask you 2 questions. I'd like to go on a hike with you for, you know, I can set parameters and time and stuff like that.
If you said that to me, I'd be flattered. If you spend 20 minutes out of a 28-day period, that's a significant portion of your life. that you would be devoting to me, and I would be flattered. I really would. I'd be honored. I'd be flattered. I'd be gracious.
Well, we spend 30 minutes every 2 days. You and I do.
And I'm honored. I'm flattered. I'm gracious.
So within 28 days, that's 14 days that we're spending roughly a half an hour together. That's 7 hours. You get 7 hours of my 28 days. That's what you get.
Wow. I feel more special than I did 18 seconds ago. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm Banks, and I am not a housefly.
I'm Josh, and Banks is going to live like a housefly for the next 20 days.
Odd places going
Viral.